If you missed a minute, you've missed too much. The Dan York Show continues on News Talk 630 WPRO and 99.7 FM.
All right. Well, I have affectionately called this time Link World, and this is the epitome of it. Our great governor has decided to pop in on us. What were you, in the neighborhood?
Just driving down Wampanoag Trail, Dan, and said I got to come in and get my chops busted.
Well, then game on, right? But you also bring your Health and Human Services Secretary, Stephen Constantino.
Yes,
you
I hope we can talk about the budget.
Well, you think maybe we might want to?
Yes.
I have to tell you, this is I don't know. Everyone here has been kidding me about turning 50 on Tuesday, and then I get Mattiello in here, the majority leader, kind of busting the seal of the Democratic House leadership not doing the show too much. He comes in. We have a constructive conversation. Costantino, I don't know how many times I asked him to come in. He's in the studio now in a different role versus being House Finance Chairman and a big shot on the General Assembly side. You've tapped him for your cabinet-level position, and now you, who have made national news with this alleged ban on talk radio, walking off the street. I don't know what tomorrow brings, but this is...
See what happens when you're on the backside of 50?
I think so. You know, I get there. You got there, and Steve, you're there, right? So Steve, welcome. Nice to have you, and
nice to be here.
If everyone can just deal with me being a little perplexed, just hanging there with me for a second. I certainly think it's convenient. Were you guys traveling together today?
Yes, we are.
All right, good. So part of this alleged tour to try to sell your budget proposal around the state.
Yes, but I'm only going on one talk show, and that's yours today.
Today, yeah, at least. Well, hey, listen.
Not for a while.
I don't know. Okay, well, that's part of the uniqueness about all of this. I guess I obviously I appreciate that. Less so for me, Governor, more so for the listeners. That's for sure. So, Steve, hold tight. I want to clarify just a couple of things with the governor on this talk radio ban that's had everybody talking. What up with that, and why have you decided to come in?
Fair question. On the channel, one of the TV newsmakers, I did clarify that what we really wanted to do is just make sure we got our appointees to the most important positions in. That means confirmed by the Senate. Get a budget put together. This is all hard work, getting good people involved in the administration, getting them confirmed by the Senate, and then getting a budget in the most difficult times possible, $295 million deficit. So we really wanted our focus on that task at hand, and then the time will come when we can do some more of the talk shows. And then you have to also, Dan, in the middle of this, the Arizona situation occurred, and that just complicated it on top of everything else.
Why did that complicate it? Respectfully, Governor, I think you let it complicate things. I've never been able to understand how the two intersect.
When the shootings occurred in Arizona, the sheriff blamed talk radio. That's what happened. And so my instructions not to go and talk radio until we got our administration's feet on the ground just got elevated into the national discussion at the same time. And also at that time, I mentioned that Ann Coulter had said they shot the wrong Lincoln. That
was a book.
She wrote it, but nonetheless, it tied into that same mentality of anything goes, including encouraging people to shoot people. And then that tied into advertisers, and what I meant, if that kind of language for encouraging people to shoot politicians, then the advertisers should do something. And that got broadened into all talk shows the advertisers shouldn't go on. So it all got a lot of dust in the air.
Here's my dilemma. My dilemma is that I want to make constructive use of this time, having you come in here. I want to talk about things, the budget. I want to talk about the decisions you're making. I want to talk about the scenarios that have played through. So I don't want you to feel like, even with this spontaneous visit here, that I'm in a position to go on and debate you about your thought processes. But let me just follow up with one or two thoughts, and we'll be done in this talk radio ban.
And I'll be back. Well,
that's fine. Ann Coulter,
have this discussion.
Didn't talk about shooting a politician. It was a poetic reference. I sometimes think that, and kind of political, kind of literary license.
That's pretty strong language.
I understand that, but language is a strong thing. It just seems to me that sometimes your thought process is unique, and things kind of combine for you, right? And I said during the tenure of the beginning of this nationally covered decision that you made, that it was about something else, that it was about either a show or an experience, and I could never get my hands around it. So you want to clarify what was the local talk radio issue for you? Was there one?
No, to be honest, as I said this before, you're all very competitive, you talk show hosts. And already, by coming on your show, we're getting some feedback from other talk show hosts that are not happy.
What, already? I mean, you've been here 8 minutes. What are you talking about? What are you, BlackBerry ringing, or what the hell's going on? What are you talking about? What do you mean you're already getting problems?
We made the decision this morning, and other talk show hosts heard about it. And so it's very competitive, and we really wanted to concentrate on getting the administration feet on the ground. We had to get our great directors appointed and confirmed, a budget, all hard work.
The advertiser
doesn't
thing.
mean there's hard work ahead, but that was especially intense.
Elaborate on the advertiser thing once and for all. You weren't suggesting that people ought to pull the business off WPRO, were you?
That's correct. I did not suggest that. I made those references in relation to Ann Coulter's words. I think then the advertiser, when that kind of rhetoric is being espoused, I think the advertiser should be involved.
All right. Now, there have been, last thought on this, my mission here in my criticism for you on the talk radio ban has been twofold. A, you need to be accessible on your own pace and time. But more importantly, it's guys like this guy, Costantino, who, if there's a major learning lesson that has to go on with the nuances of an issue, I want access to him. Deb Gist, who it isn't even a direct report, has decided she's not going to participate until the ban is lifted. Does this visit at least... You, Governor, respectfully, you're not Don Cacciari. You can come here and on talk radio at your leisure, at your time, at your comfort zone. Obviously, you're accessible to me if I come with a microphone. I talked to you last week.
Yes, I encourage that, yes.
But what we need to serve the constituency is free access to cabinet-level type folks to help us understand issues. Is your visit here breaking that seal and allowing us to be able to do that? Are we now able to have a full throttle of normal routine and business to talk to the players in and tangential to your administration?
Yes, and that's really the way it always was. We just wanted to take some time to get the administration's feet on the ground, and it got maybe misconstrued or miscommunicated into a ban, and I take the blame for that.
All right, so
the
guys
old cool hand Luke. What we have here is
okay, got it. Well, listen, you know what? Fine. Let's go. Let's. You know
what?
What
the line from Cool Hand Luke?
I don't. But you don't ever bring me to a movie trivia discussion because okay. I'm. What was the line?
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
All right. Very good.
And I take the blame for that.
All right. The governor very, very lucid today with his concepts. You're in great shape here. A failure to communicate. Well, let's end the whole ban conversation by breaking here. Come back and talk some issues. Not like there's a few out there, and perhaps we can have a good working session, understand some of your thinking with the budget. And since Steve is here, there's allegedly $60 million worth of cuts in Health and Human Services that I'd love to really understand.
And former finance chair, so he's seen many budgets.
He's got it all. All right, we'll be right back on the Dan York Show. The ban is lifted. Hallelujah.
The Dan York Show.